Okay, brace yourself, because what you're about to hear might genuinely change how you think about the phone in your pocket. Some of you don't realize that I never actually choose what ends up on my screen. The community sends videos in, the team picks the ones submitted most, and suddenly it's just sitting there waiting for me to react. And here's the wild part. Sometimes I actually agree with what I'm watching. I'll be the first one to tell you I genuinely cannot stand the government, and I've been very vocal about that across every platform I'm on. But loving America and hating its bureaucracy, those two things can absolutely coexist. And that tension is actually where the opportunity lives. Because America, for all its dysfunction, has quietly built one of the most powerful wealth creation ecosystems on the planet. It hands you a framework where you can play the game, win inside the rules, and actually walk away with something real if you understand what the game actually is. And here's where most people get it twisted. They think the goal is just making money. The real goal is keeping it, protecting it, and maintaining control over it, because money you can't protect is just money you're borrowing from your future self. Every dollar that flows anywhere on earth follows one invisible law: value creation. You can argue with politicians, you can argue with markets, but you cannot argue with that principle. It has never lost a debate in the history of commerce. So when someone shows up in my feed talking about how the system is rigged, I have a two-part reaction. Part one, yes, certain parts absolutely are. Part two, knowing that it's rigged is actually your competitive advantage if you use that information correctly instead of just being angry about it. Here's the historical pattern that keeps repeating itself across every decade. The people who understand the rules accumulate, and the people who only understand the frustration stagnate. That's not cynical, that's just the ledger talking, and the ledger doesn't have feelings. The misconception I see most is people confusing the appearance of wealth with actual wealth. Looking rich and being financially sovereign are two completely different zip codes, and the distance between them is usually measured in assets versus liabilities. What the most durable wealth builders figured out, going back to the 1940s, 1950s, every generation that survived volatility, is that position size and patience beat conviction every single time. You don't have to be the smartest person in the room, you have to be the most disciplined person in the room, and those are rarely the same person. The practical lesson here is painfully simple, but almost nobody follows it. Understand the rules of the game before you make a single move. Tax law, contract law, entity structure, these are not optional electives. They are the foundation. And skipping them is like building a house on sand and then being surprised when it floods. There's a beautiful irony in the fact that the government you might despise has written into law some of the most powerful wealth protection tools ever created. Depreciation, cost segregation, opportunity zones, self-directed retirement accounts. They literally left the door open, and most people are too busy being angry to walk through it. The philosophical truth at the bottom of all of this is that discipline, sizing, and consistency will outlast talent, timing, and luck every single time. Markets will rotate, politicians will change, viral videos will keep landing on my phone, but the principles underneath all of it remain stubbornly, beautifully constant. You don't have to have all the answers right now. You just have to be rational enough to prepare for multiple outcomes, instead of betting everything on one. Comfort with uncertainty isn't weakness, it's the actual definition of financial maturity. And it's the thing separating the people reacting from the people building. So whether you saw something on your own feed that fired you up, or you're just now starting to connect these dots, the next move isn't outrage, it's education, strategy, and execution inside a system that, flawed as it is, still rewards the prepared. And if you're ready to take that first step into real estate investing, need contracting work done, or want to find the right lender to make it happen, check out our links in the description below.